Hey, day, future second grade students. It's Mr. Sargent here with another installment of Summer Bridge Activity Help. Now, we are now at week 4. We are done our first section, and if you have been keeping up with the lessons that we've been doing, I'm super proud of you. And even if you have skipped a few lessons here or there, I'm still proud of you. And even if this is the first time you're watching these videos, well, guess what? I am proud of you. All right. So this week we're starting our section 2. Now, I will tell you, the further we get in the book, the closer to second grade work it gets. See, section 1 was a great review for first grade. Now, section 2 bridges first grade material with second grade material. So we have some new stuff and new information that you may be learning for the first time in the upcoming videos. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started with our first thing, and it's our monthly goal activity. Now, you started some goals in the beginning of our work here, and I want to see if those goals have changed. Now, if you've achieved those goals, you can cross them off your list and come up with some new goals. Now, it could be a goal such as I want to work 15 to 20 minutes every day on these activities, or by the end of this month, I want to have all of these lessons completed. It could be any goal you wish. See, one of my favorite quotes is, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And these videos and the work that we're doing is the plan for you to achieve your goals. And I am super excited about the work we're going to get to do this week. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do after we do our goals page is we're going to turn to page 61 right here. Now on 61, we see some socks and shoes, socks and shirts and hats. Well, if we look closer, there are numbers in each one of those. And one of the most important skills in math is being able to skip count. Now, you may already know how to count, but skip counting is a little bit different. We learn how to skip count, so later on we can add larger numbers, so we can subtract larger numbers, and later on we can multiply these numbers, and it makes it a lot easier to do that. So let's take a look at the first one. Let's just look at the socks for a second. We have 60, then nothing. Then we have 70, 75, blank, blank, 90, 95. So what we need to do is figure out what numbers go in those socks. Now, I'm going to tell you the secret. Find the rule, okay? When I say find the rule, I'm not talking about the rules of standing in line or being quiet at lunch or things like that. I'm talking about the rule of the pattern that we're trying to solve here. So I'm going to actually look at two socks in particular, 70 and 75. How do I get from 70 to 75? Well, if you said add by 5, you're correct. Now let's take a look at 90 and 95. How do I get from 90 to 95? We add 5 again. So can we go ahead and say that our rule is adding 5? The answer is yes. So what we need to do is we're going to be counting by 5s. So let's go back and take a look at the socks. 60 plus 5 is 65. 65 plus 5 is 70. Then 75. Well, what's 75 plus 5? Very good, it's 80. And then 85. And then there's our 90 and 95. So when you're done, you should see 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Can you guess what number comes after that? I know it's not a sock up there, but can you guess? It's 100, isn't it? Very good. So we found the rule and we found the missing numbers. What you're going to need to do is go through the shirts and go through the hats to find the pattern and plug those numbers in. Good luck. I know you're going to do a great job. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to go turn the page over and we're going to 62, page 62. This is still part of day one's activities, but I I really like this activity. If you take a look right here, you will see number 6, 7, 8, and 9. Well, they don't make sense. Ready? Let's read this sentence together. Sunshine today will the. Does that sound right to you? Doesn't sound right to me. So what we have to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is unscramble the words. Now, if I look at my clues, I can see that the T in the is capitalized. Well, we know from our sentences that we always capitalize the first letter. So our first letter, or our first word in the sentence is going to be the. So then we'll be looking at the other words. Sunshine today will. If we mix and match some of those words, there's one combination that will make sense. Well, let's come up with the subject. What is this sentence about? The sun, right? So let's make sun our second word. So the sun, and now we're left with shine today will. Unless we're talking about someone named Will, I think Will be the next one we put in. So we'll put the sun will, and then what will the sun do? This gets into our predicate, doesn't it? The sun will shine. Well, when? What's the only word left? Today. So our new sentence is going to be the sun will shine today. Now that sentence makes a lot more sense than what we started with, doesn't it? When you look at these sentences, it's okay not to rush. Take your time and plan out what makes sense to you. Now, remember, the first word is always going to be capitalized, so that should definitely help you. Good luck with these. One, I can't wait to see your handwriting, and two, I want to see if you can unscramble these words. Still with language arts, if you turn your page to page 64, this is under day 2, okay? And we're going to go down to the bottom, okay? Now, it says right there, it says, draw a line to match each contraction and its word pair. Well, the question is, do you know what a contraction is? Well, simply put, a contraction is when you have two words put together, held together by an apostrophe. If you look at number 16 and the word didn't, all right, you see the word did and then N apostrophe T. What could that N apostrophe T be? Well, if you look at what it drew its line to, it says not. So we changed didn't from did not, okay? So as you look through these lists, make sure that you're able to find the right contractions. Now, if you need a little bit more help, well, here we go.
Come in his eye, the amazing contractionator. Watch as I magically take two words and turn them into a shorter word, a contraction. How do I do it? A magician never reveals their tricks.
Hold up, contractions aren't magic. Anyone can make them. In fact, I just did. Did you catch it? Let's break it down. Contractions. When two words combine to make a shorter word. Look close and you'll find that all you have to do is remove some letters and put an apostrophe there. That's better. Now, I don't know what you've heard, but a contraction is a shortened form of two words. You make one by putting two words together. Then what you do is take out one or two letters. But then it looks kind of sloppy, see? So we'll replace the letters with an apostrophe. Now, let's take does and not. Just put them together.
Wait, hold up, stop. I bet you don't know how to take the right letters out.
Well, that's an easy one, Mr. Magician. Settle down. Usually you take out letters from the second word, and the first word doesn't get disturbed. But how do you know what letters to remove? That depends on the contraction that you want to use. For a contraction with not, take out the O. Replace it with an apostrophe. There you go. We had does and not. Now we have doesn't. And he was not going to show you how to do that.
No, I wasn't.
But what about a different kind, like one with will? You know how to do it, use your new skill. Put them together and replace the W-I with an apostrophe.
Stop it, you're ruining my surprise.
Now we've got barrel, and there'll be a party when we hit the hook. Now come on, everybody. Contractions, when two words combine to make a shorter word. Look close and you'll find that all you have to do is remove some letters and put an apostrophe there. That's better. Contractions, when two words combine to make a shorter word. Look close and you'll find that all you have to do is remove some letters and put an apostrophe there. That's better.
Hold on, I'm still the main attraction. My magic tricks are slick and I am never slacking.
Kids, if you really want to see some action, we can run through a whole bunch of contractions. Could plus not? Well, that's couldn't. Had plus not is hadn't. Will plus not? That's not willing, it's won't. It's a little different from the pattern. Now I plus am equals I'm, and you plus are equals your. It plus is equals its, but those aren't all the contractions that exist. That plus will equals that'll, and we plus will equals we'll.
Hey, I'm the amazing contractionator here. How many more of mine are you gonna steal?
Well, he plus has equals he's, and they plus have equals they. She plus had equals she, like she'd forgotten her own birthday. Okay, I plus would is I'd, and she plus would is she'd. Who plus would is who'd, like who'd have thought this would be a party? Come on. Contractions, when two words combine to make a shorter word. Look close and you'll find that all you have to do is remove some letters and put an apostrophe there. That's better.
Once again, Flocabulary is an incredible resource to use when we're still learning about different things. Now, it does have stuff for both science, social studies, math, and ELA, and I'm glad it's a resource that we get to use this summer. All right, I want you to look at page 69 really quickly. It says, which flavor of ice cream is most popular with your friends and family? You're going to have to ask around and see which ones they are, and then you can chart them out. Now, we're going to be talking about grids and charts and graphs another time, so do your best on this activity. And I will tell you, it's a good chance for you to add some color to the workbook. And for each section, like vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, butter pecan, cookies and cream, and other, you may want to choose a color that's appropriate with that flavor. All right. Now, there are a number of other activities that we're going to be skipping on days 4, 5, 6, because I want to get to day 7. Now, day 7, once again, we get to revisit word problems. And once again, I absolutely love word problems. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the math word problems right here, but we're going to focus on question number 4 and go ahead and do that together so you can use that as a model for when you do number 5, 6, and 7. All right, so let's go ahead and read together. Number 4 says, Amina has 3 shelves. One is 14 inches tall, one is 18 inches tall, and one is 21 inches tall. If she stacks all 3 of them, how tall will her shelves be? Okay, we're dealing with multiple numbers here, aren't we? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through and underline the numbers. We have 14, 18, and 21. Now, it mentions the number 3, doesn't it? Well, that's just describing how many shelves there are, not how tall they are. But if you look right here next to 14, 18, and 21, it also says inches. This is kind of what we're looking for. See, if you look at the question again, it says, how tall will her shelves be? So what we need to do is combine these 3 numbers and create an equation that we can use to solve. So what we need to do is add 14, 18, and 21. Now that may seem like quite the problem, doesn't it? Well, let's make it simple. Let's take out 21. Bye. All right, so we're left with 14, plus 18. Now, if you remember what I like to do, I like to separate the place values and we create the problem. So it's 4 plus 8. Now, we have said this many times. You have multiple ways of solving this. Counters, fingers, paper and pencil, mental, or you can even use a number line. I love number lines. They're great. So what we want to do is add 8 plus 4. So if you know what 8 plus 4 is, go ahead and say it.
12.
It's 12, right? But we can't put 12 right there. All we can do is put what's in the ones place, the 2. So where do we put the 1 that represents the 10? Well, we put it in the tens place. So now our problem is 1 plus 1 plus 1. Well, this one should be pretty easy. What's 1 plus 1 plus 1? That's 3. So our answer to 14 plus 18 is 32. Okay, are we done? No, we're not, because we still have that 21 inches, don't we? So now we add 32 to the 21. See how we organize the problem. All right, so 2 plus 1 is 3. And then we have the 3 plus 2 is, very good, it's 5. So our final answer is 53. Do we have anything else to add? No, we don't, do we? So our answer is going to be 53. But 53 what? Well, look at how each answer is described. 14 inches tall, 18 inches tall, 21 inches tall. So we're not just going to say 53, we're going to say 53 inches tall. There we go. You see, it may seem like a lot of work, but I would rather be right rather than quick. Now, as you work through these other problems, you're going to have to be diligent readers. You're going to have to look for those clues so it tells you what to do. And don't be afraid of being wrong sometimes. Being wrong is okay as long as you know where you made the mistake. All right? It is okay to make a mistake. We all make them. I make a ton of them. But if we're not learning how we made the mistake and how we can fix it, well, we're going to tend to make that mistake more than once. So use these word problems as an opportunity for you to make mistakes and then go back and fix it. I would definitely work with your parents and have them check what you're doing to see and make sure you're doing the right thing and you're on the right path. All right? I want to thank everybody out there who's been messaging me, letting me know how your summer's going, and most of all, how much fun you're actually having with this book. It may seem like a lot of work, but it doesn't need to be. If you just work on it 10, 15 minutes a day, it will go by quickly and it will sharpen your skills. So ladies and gentlemen, I truly hope you're out there enjoying your summer break, and I cannot wait to talk to you in the next video.